Gosh.
People are still at lunch, I think.
I know. People are still at lunch. This is
Come in, come in.
Let me kick off. Hello and welcome back from the break, those of us who are in the room. My name is David Ramley, and I'm a journalist at Bloomberg News in Singapore on the investing team. I focus on family office, sovereign wealth funds, and hedge funds for the most part. I'm here today only to facilitate a conversation with someone who is very honestly one of the most interesting and innovative business people in Asia today. Now, Chavalit Frederick Tsao obviously comes from a very long line of family businesses, and the topic today is incredibly important, which is Asian family businesses harnessing tradition to achieve lasting legacy. I'll give a quick rundown of your history and your family's history. In a region filled with nouveau riche families, I want to tell you that the Tsaos are really part of the furniture. They're very established. The current iteration only of this business goes back to the late 1800s, the early 1900s. It's a transshipment warehouse shipping business on the banks of the Huangpu River in Shanghai, which is where some of my family come from as well. And of course, what happened over time was, like many families in China, it ended up on the wrong, or perhaps simply the sticky side of a communist revolution, like my side again, and then they left. And what had to happen was a move to Hong Kong, a re-establishing. And where a lot of families weren't able to re-establish, the Tsaos were, through sheer grit, determination, and a willingness and ability to get stuff to places that other shipping lines perhaps couldn't. Then you fast forward a little bit closer to the current day. My understanding is that Lee Kuan Yew himself actually personally reached out to Frank and asked him to come to Singapore to help set up the shipping industry, having done so already in other countries such as Thailand and Malaysia. And if any of you ever go shopping in Suntec, for example, that is in no small part thanks to the Tsaos, as well as the families that they brought together to help build it back in the day. Now, Chavalit Frederick Tsao, that's the last time I'm going to use your entire full name. Fred is the latest steward, I would say. I use that word very carefully, of the family business. Now, after suffering through Michigan winters through school, undergrad, and as well as his master's, he came back to the family business, did everything from Indonesian palm oil plantations to transshipment lines in Thailand, really turned things around. And, of the siblings is clearly the one really at the operating edge of the business. And has transformed it. What was IMC and very much all about shipping and property, real estate, ports, etc., has become TPC, right? And what's really different about what you've done to your predecessors is you've carved a new path, right? Something around not just wellness, but purpose and shared consciousness when it comes to business. And you have a book coming out next year on impact investing that we'll definitely get to. But, what's really interesting is a lot of people talk about it. He's actually done it. If you look at Octave, for example, Sangha is this beautiful resort near Suzhou, not too far from Shanghai. It's enormous. It's far more expensive than I can afford on my journalist salary. And it's something that really focuses everyone on themselves and bring them into themselves and understanding it. Mr. Tsao, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Now, I just wanted to start off. We do have a bit of an investing crowd. Family office is the topic du jour. I do want to touch on it very briefly. Obviously, you oversee IMC shipping going through a bit of a boom time, as we were talking earlier. But simultaneously, there's a lot of chaos in the world right now. You're connected to the Family Business Network. You're the chair there, I believe, in Asia. And you know a lot of family offices. Do you think going forward, in the immediate short term, that family offices are going to be turning much more cautious when it comes to their investing?
Where do I begin? First of all, let's talk with investing. We do impact investing, every one of us. We invest in our own well-being and happiness, our family well-being and happiness. And we know that we cannot be well and happy until our family is well, our business isn't well, and if the market is not well, you cannot have well-being for yourself. It's a whole system. Have to be well before we're well. So I don't think we do well-being, our impact investing very well, for our sole goal of life is to be well and happy, every one of us. And of course, well and happy means your family is well and happy and so forth, your business, your market. So lack of the understanding what well-being is and understanding that we are all investing at least our time and attention, which is the most important, the only limit to our life, we don't do so well. Why? Stress is increasing, depression is increasing, mental health is deteriorating, relationship is splitting apart. We obviously don't do our only one most important thing in life for our own well-being and happiness, which involve impacting the whole well-being and impacting system. We do it, but we are not consciously doing it. Now, legacy is every generation has a legacy because everything changed. Legacy is not like, I have this, I'm doing this business, and I hold on it, even this business is sinking, I'm still doing it. No, legacy is not like that. Legacy is what impact you give the world, what value you give the world. Because as you add value to the life system, to the world, you have value. That's the legacy. Again, you need to change the concept of what legacy is. And it's like, I want to protect the legacy of my ancestor. Well, you have to understand, what are you protecting? You cannot protect it what's done. It's always evolving. It's now your term to legacy. But you are continuing the journey of the family to add value to life and be valuable family to the life system, which is to the world we live in. So when we start understanding it deeper, it takes time. It takes us 4 generations to really consolidate to this purpose of this time. Because the first generation's busy making money, right? Feeding the family and the company and so forth. So it takes a little time. Like for myself, my father's next gen. My grandfather's next gen. I only know next gen, so I went talk to the next gen. Of course you relate, because my whole life is a next gen. They just younger next gen, I'm an older next gen. So when we're looking about legacy, looking about tradition, the tradition is not the superficial, that's our culture. It's the essence. Family talk about 3 things. First of all, the whole big overarching is sustainability. That's always in the mind. They talk about succession, value, and legacy. But we need to redefine that. And that's the work I'm doing in the Family Business Network, the biggest one, over 65 countries. I chair the Council of Wisdom that drives the impact agenda in the system. The first thing we need to change is the realization, sustainability, what it is, which we are so concerned, to realize what succession, value, and legacy is, and share my discovery as a next gen over my 50 years of working life.
So, can I just follow up on that? I mean, okay, a lot of the family offices being established in Singapore, Hong Kong, Dubai, very young, very new. Are they still at that stage, that early stage of trying to survive? And therefore, in the next 12 to 24 months with so much going on, are they just going to be in survival mode? Less willing to put money out there?
Yes, in the mind. Not the resources they control. Is this period, everything, wealth built up very fast. It's not like 150 years ago, right? This time you bring resources, your control materialism is very fast, but your mind hasn't shifted. You're still in survival mode in your mind. When you're in survival mode, of course, you're still in survival mode filled with fear. Now, to really use resources, to have creativity as this time demands, to solve the sustainability, you need love, the opposite. Because love is creativity. Love is care. Love is the answer to all. Love is the answer to sustainability. Love is the answer to creating. But if you're in fear in your mind, what happened to fear? Freeze is the first action, frozen. Right? Flee. Right? What is it? Fight. But if you're fighting shadow, what do? You're either fleeing or you're frozen. And that's a state I see. Because you don't know what I'm fighting. So don't fight is not the option. It's only internal fighting. But there's no fighting. It's only flee or freeze.
I want to bring that to a more commercial point in terms of China right now, because a lot of investors are fighting, or they're freezing, or they're fleeing. Everyone's trying to figure out what to do. You have a lot of operations there. From your sort of senses on the ground, where you're feeling out the market, do you think the actual consumers on the ground are kind of turning the corner and willing to spend more? Or are we still in a position where everyone's kind of scared and holding on?
Now we have an educated investment crowd. You know that this is a game. That is a game of harvesting by U.S. on a lot of countries. It happened many times. The interest rate move, the money flow, and the good way of taking wealth back to the U.S. is not using guns anymore. It's using finance. That's a game's been going on. Country after country get in there, right? But China has a big enough to stand up, and China have a strategy. We are now in a financial war between U.S. and China. And what China wants to do, play the market. So money gets go in, and then have financing schemes. So people are giving dividends, so that the supply chain of property starts coming alive. And the money gets go into solid, grounded manufacturing industrial production, and getting it into the system, increase employment, and getting the psyche of the consumer to spend again. So this is a financial war we are in. Now who wins? Unknown. I bet on China.
When? That's the real question. Market.
Very fast. This final show hand, as everybody can see, is a polycapital war. Capital of military, of technology, and finance. Every bit is fighting. Every capital resource are fighting this war between America and China. And will define a moment of shift and the move of economy and power to the east from the west. Well, this is, people don't want to speak, but that's truth.
Yeah.
And we all know. So here's the thing. What is the final thing? Currency war. It's already happened. Well, let's see what happened when BRICS starts working. Now you see US, right? Even the state, United States is a interest group alliance. States are saying, I'm going to have dual currency now. I'm going to do this. And some states say, I want independence, even in Texas, right? Now this can see this war impact in China. You also see the war impact in US, right? So if interest rates don't drop, they are a problem. Because if a lot of money has a repayment by July next year. They reduce interest rate, there's a problem. Anyway, they have a problem. Hard time. I think the defining moment can be two. Earlier in the fight in Middle East, latest when BRICS starts operating with 150 countries sign up. So that's very fast. The next 12 months, we all have to put our bets on who's the winner.
And you're betting on China?
Yes.
Is that how you advise other family offices and family businesses, FBN, etc.? Bet on China?
I don't advise people to make investments because I don't want to make enemies, right? You know how it is. You give an advice, they remember I lost money. The best I can say is that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Well, of course not China, it's Asia. It's stupid to put all your money in China. But it's also stupid if you don't put a little bit to watch what's going on the West, right? But I bet on Asia.
Very interesting. I want to pivot to something that's quite close to your heart because you're onto the fourth book in the last few years on impact investing. Is impact investing something that can be scaled outside of families? Because obviously for a family, you decide what is good You decide what return you want to get, right? But if you're a fiduciary company, if you're a Blackstone, a BlackRock, can you do impact at scale?
Sure, you can. But I promote family to lead the way because we are a lot more nimble. And all we need is through collaboration, like in the Family Business Network, we can be powerful. 70% of the economy is family business. Mostly small, medium size. That is the economy. All this impact is to create a new economy from the old economy. With new capitalism, new business models, new economy, and therefore new social change culture.
And on culture, look, we're really, unfortunately, running out of time real quick. I do want to ask, family offices are being established at a record pace in Hong Kong, Singapore, Dubai. Your family went through, especially at your generation, a lot of hard work to get together the governance, the structure. You have the Sal Foundation that you all contribute to, a leader in active aging. A lot of the families that have come to Singapore recently have caused controversy. And we've seen money laundering cases involving some of them. You know, what is the risk of not doing the hard work if you're a family office setting up now?
Hard work meaning?
Thinking out loud together as a family at your generation, how do you continue legacy?
Ah, yes. The hard work is relationship. You all have a family? It's a love-hate relationship. And everything is simple, takes a long time to decide, right? You go to the dinner table, all that you're happy or married or not married, you know the truth. Family relationship, it's a very tough one. Much tougher than investment and drama and the company relationship. Yes, that's a hard work. You have to pay attention to the hard work. But there's a light in the tunnel. If you go on a journey of love, then the hate goes less, and it's easier. And the most important thing is unite the worldview. Answer the existential question. And have a lot of parties. Well, you know, we Chinese have a lot, I'm sure the Indians family party is like, oh my God, it's a debate house. It's like parliament. Chinese avoid the conflict, but the Indians, they love to have a dialogue right on the dinner table, irrespective of the guest sitting there. Which the Chinese will feel very shameful, or be very shy.
Your family's quite outgoing from the ones I've met. One last very quick question, one that's quite pertinent for a lot of family offices. You know, the barbarians are really at the gate. A lot of family businesses have to decide if they can't find someone from the next generation willing to do the family business. Do I sell, right? Do I sell to private equity? Do I get out of it? Do I just get cash like a lot of European families and simply become a family office? Is that something that you're ever tempted to do?
Well, a few things. This is no new formula. Back in the days in Hong Kong, the 80s, there's a fund that actually specialized with a team making friends with the family next gen with the intention to buy them out eventually and make money. So this is nothing new. Sometimes we're the predator, but most of the time we're the prey, right? And then there's a study many years in the 70s, I think, that says that family office only cannot keep the family together. It's very simple logic. You have a family pot. A good year, everybody happy, no problem. But the bad year will come. And then blaming will come. And everybody says, I can do better without you. I don't need consensus. Hey guys, why don't we just take our own spot and just have Christmas and Chinese New Year together, okay? And that will happen. Especially when the old man is gone. So it's a choice. Harvest and lose the family, cohesiveness and the business and the resources start split up, or keep at it and work on your relationship and keep it alive, because that is definitely a road to no more family business. But that's okay with you? That's fine. because more than 80% of the family business disappear every generation.
On
So
that
it's a choice, isn't it?
very grim note, I'm getting flashed at, but thank you very much for your time, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much.